What up, peeps? Today we're going to be looking at my Star Wars Lego collection. I say Star Wars because that's pretty much all the Legos I have. Here we have the Stormtrooper. This is from set 75-276, 647 pieces. This is part of their head collection they've been doing. I think they're up to like 10 of these things now. But this one is the Stormtrooper. Just an iconic piece. It's pretty fun. Nothing too crazy. These are fun little builds though. I enjoy these ones. We'll just go ahead and look at all of the ones that I have that are from the head collection. Here we have an all-time favorite, Boba Fett. His little missile guidance thingamajig. It's pretty cool. I like how they have little interactive pieces that you can if you're putting them up for display, you can easily just arrange it to your specifications. But I think it's really cool the detail that Lego has put into these. Just little parts like the dent in his head, his little missile guidance thing. I don't know what that's called. Nope. Every time I mess with that thing, I always end up doing that. But anyways, it's good as new. So that's Boba Fett from set 75-277. That was 625 pieces. Next we have the man, the myth, the legend, Darth Vader. My favorite character in all of Star Wars. And that includes Anakin Skywalker. To me, you can't have Darth Vader without Anakin. You can't have Anakin without Darth Vader. They're just one and the same to me. Two sides of the same coin. Beautiful story. I believe that's what makes Star Wars so great. But this is Lego set 75-304. It has 834 pieces. Lots of detail in this. They really did him justice. One of my favorite head collection pieces. If you don't have this piece, then you're not a Star Wars fan. I'm sorry. Just kidding. But it is one of my favorite just because it's Darth Vader, so. Next we have my least favorite Lego build of all the Lego pieces I've done. This would be the Imperial Probe Droid. Many of you would have seen this in episode 5 on the planet Hoth. Chewbacca and Han Solo shot it down. This is from Lego set 75-306, 683 pieces. It was my least favorite build simply because it's all a bunch of little tiny pieces, which makes for a very tedious build. But once finished, it looks great. Next we have Lego build 75-254, 540 pieces. This is AT-ST Raider. If you guys remember from The Mandalorian season 1, I believe episode 2 or episode 3, this was the AT-ST that was refurbished for that Raider gang that they ended up taking down. It's got the top that comes up, you can put the guy in there. Lots of cool detail to it. I love the colors. I like this cool part on the back. You spin it and the whole front head swivels back and forth. The whole thing is pretty wobbly, so it's kind of hard to stand it up or do anything with it without it falling apart or falling over. But this was a cool piece. next up we got Lego set 75312, Boba Fett Starship, also known as Slave One. This has 593 pieces. It's got that little part on the back for you to be able to hold. His little wing flaps move. You can also shoot a laser, not a real one. His little cockpit opens up. There he is. You can chill in there. You can put him in there. This is actually supposed to be from the Mandalorian series, so this particular set actually came with the Mandalorian little Lego figure. But I really enjoyed this one, mostly because it's Boba Fett's ship, and he's obviously one of the most loved characters. Next up we got probably my favorite build. That's going to be Yoda. Lego set 75255, 1,771 pieces. I really love this Lego set. I like how his eyes can go from being angry Yoda to being concerned Yoda. That's a really cool touch. His lightsaber was a really cool part. I really enjoyed making that. I really love the detail in this. I mean, you can just like see all the folds in his coat. His fingers move. There's his lightsaber hilt, all the detail there. This one took me a while, almost 2,000 pieces. That's a pretty decent sized build. But again, look at all the detail in his robe. His head swivels, it's kind of cool. I love his ears. There's his hood, his little white hairs. Really, really cool build. I really enjoyed this one. This one's a lot of fun. So much detail. A lot of interactive stuff on this one. Overall, my favorite build. This is where the fun begins. Here we got 75281, Anakin's Jedi Interceptor, 248 pieces. It's got the legendary Anakin himself, post-Clone Wars Anakin, so he's got the scars and he's got the longer hair. We also got R2-D2 chillin', right-hand man, co-pilot. This is a ship that was at the beginning of Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. If you guys remember that battle going on in outer space. This was Anakin's ship that he was in, flying around. Many iconic lines in that scene. So this is just a fun one. You know I had to get it. But this was a pretty easy one. Next up we got my largest Lego set. Physically, not the most Lego pieces, but it is the largest one. And that would be the AT-AT Lego set 75288. It's got 1,267 pieces. Lots of cool stuff going on in this one. I mean, it just looks really cool. I mean, they did a really good job on this one. It looks just like an AT-AT. I really like all the legs can move independently of each other. You can set it up however you want. The side comes up, you got your guys in there. There's Luke Skywalker hanging there. Many of you remember from Episode 5, Empire Strikes Back. This was the very AT-AT that Luke Skywalker took down single-handedly. So that's him hanging there. It's supposed to be a winch in the back that you're supposed to be able to crank up, and then Luke can move up and down on his little thing he's hanging by. But that back opens up. There's a mini turret back there. Again, the side opens up. There they are in there. This was just probably my top 5 builds. It's just really cool. This one was lots of cool stuff on this one. And I really just like how big it is. But this one was lots of fun. Respectable amount of pieces. Almost 1,300 pieces. Yeah, lots of fun. And no LEGO collection is complete without the Millennium Falcon. This is not the 8,000 piece one. This is the 1,351 piece Millennium Falcon. LEGO set 75-257. This one, this is what got me started on LEGOs. At least LEGO Star Wars. So this one, obviously super cool. The entire top comes up. This is supposed to be the Millennium Falcon from the sequel trilogy. So this is not the original trilogy Millennium Falcon. So there's no Han Solo, no Ben Kenobi, none of those characters. These are all characters from the sequel trilogy. So you got Finn. Lando Calrissian is in this one, but he's old. Chewbacca is in this, so there are a couple of classic characters from the original trilogy, but it is set in the sequel trilogy. But I mean, just look at this thing. It's pretty dope. Really cool. Lots of detail. 1,350 pieces again. Really like that back. Looks really cool. This is one that did it in for me. After I had this piece, this was the first one I had that got me going crazy and buying all these other Legos. Here's my most recent build. Many of you have already seen it. If not, I just did a video on that recently. You can go check it out. But this is the Bad Batch Attack Shuttle. 75-314, 969 pieces. Here it is in all its glory. It looks pretty cool when it's all said and done. But it doesn't really make for a good display set. The wings are supposed to be positioned down, but it can't really set it up with the wings down like that. So, anyways, that concludes my Lego sets that I have that are built, but I do have one that is yet to be built, and that is this one, R2-D2. Lego set 75308. It's 2,314 pieces of pure glory. I cannot wait to get started on this one. That's going to be my next build for those of you interested. I will be going into this one wholeheartedly. This is the 50th anniversary of Lucasfilm Edition. R2-D2, one of the most beloved characters in all of Star Wars. It's going to be a blast. Now, on top of all that, I do have some of the LEGO art collections. I have 3 of these. There's if you buy one, you can do one of 3 different sets. But I happen to have all 3. Here's the first one, which is Kylo Ren. So there's Kylo Ren, and here is Darth Maul. This one is super cool. These are all really cool, actually. They're a lot of fun to do. And if you're interested, you can just zone out, put in some tunes, and just go to town making these. Lots of fun. Here's, of course, the iconic Darth Vader. So awesome. Super cool to hang up around your room or wherever. I got all 3, so now I can make a super awesome Darth Vader mural, which you combine all three and you make one giant Darth Vader art collection. And there it is, folks. There's my entire Lego collection. So, hope you enjoyed.